Hello and welcome. You're watching Market Today on Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra. This is a show where we'll help you understand the closing action on the day street last half an hour of the trade, and you can actually see the Nifty's holding above the 22,500 mark. Although there has been a lot of choppiness through the trading session, remember it's the weekly option expiry day for the Nifty, and you do see that at least the markets are holding up on the back of some of the heavyweight stocks that have actually come into the forefront in trade today, like HDFC Bank. That's the top mover on the Nifty. Remember, it's been a big laggard and a big underperformer, 3% higher for this one in trade today. Apart from this, it's Eicher Motors, Tech Mahindra, Titan, Asian Paints, TCS, LTI, Mindtree. These are the set of stocks that are actually doing well on the Nifty as we speak. Sectorally, the action seems divided right now. What's important to note is that the Midcap 100 index has actually lost most of its gains from the morning. It's now slipped into the red zone, hovering just near the flat line as we speak. It's the IT space that's doing well today. It's the private banks, Nifty Bank overall, the small caps, the auto index and the consumer durables that are holding up large parts of the gains as we speak. But realty, healthcare, metals, media index have all slipped into the red as we speak. Also, the FMCG index, the oil and gas and the PSU banking space as well. Remember, yesterday this was the space that was sharply buzzing in trade, but profits being taken off on all of these pockets as we speak right now. We'll welcome both our guests on the show. Joining us is Mr. Nilesh Jain. He is the AVP Technical Research at Centrum Broking. Also with us is Soni Patnaik. She's the AVP Derivatives Research at JM Financial. Welcome to both of you to Business Today TV and to Market Today. Kickstarting with you, Nilesh, first. Your own sense, or where do you see the expiry happening in trade today? Your advice to investors on both Nifty Bank?
Very good afternoon to you, Sakshi. Absolutely. So today we have seen a lot of volatility on the back of weekly expiry in the Nifty. Good part is that the Nifty managed to recover its early morning losses, and it looks like it is likely to sustain about 22,500 mark, and we might see closing somewhere near about these levels. So the narrow range could be 22,482 to 20,550. That can be 70-point trading expiry range. Looks like in the coming week we are heading towards 20,600, 22,700 mark. On the other hand, Bank Nifty as well, it is looking on a positive, it is closing on a positive note and sustaining well above 48,000 mark. So that is certainly a positive sign. So looking at the overall structure, I think Bank Nifty is likely to outperform from here and likely to inch towards 48,300 to 48,500 mark. So support is placed at 47,800. Lastly, if you look at the equity index India week, it is constantly declining and fell for the fourth straight session in a row. Currently, it is at 11.23. It is very much in the comfort zone for the books. So definitely, if at all we see any decline in Nifty and Bank Nifty, that can be used as a buying opportunity.
Okay. Soni, I'll come to you. And before I ask you both to give us your own stock ideas on HDFC Bank, how have you assessed the move today? 3% higher in trade. What's next for the stock?
Hi, good afternoon, Sakshi. Thank you so much for having me on the show. So HDFC Bank is looking quite strong. Unit has given a good option chain breakout above 1500 levels, and on even charts it has given a good intraday breakout. So from current levels with the support of 1500, 1490, very strong. So it can head towards 1560, 1580 as levels. I think one can even initiate a buy. The stock is looking poised to test those higher levels. And any sustenance above 1580, it can see it testing and heading towards 1640 levels as well.
Okay, 1640 kind of levels can be expected on HDFC Bank. Right, Nilesh, first to you, top two stock ideas that you can share with our viewers. What are you going with?
Right, Sakshi. So, a couple of stocks where we are witnessing a reversal in the trend. So, Asian Paint is one stock where after a long time we are witnessing a trend reversal in this particular counter. We have seen a lot of underperformance, and the counter was forming a low top and low bottom formation. Now, it has negated that particular formation. Looks like it is likely to witness a strong pullback. This pullback may extend towards 2960 and 3000. So, these are the two immediate target on the upside. The support is placed at 2860. So Asian Paint would be our preferred bet as of now. Apart from that, the other stock that we are liking is UPL. So UPL also has a similar structure. It has negated the falling trend line and given a good breakout in today's trading session as well. And also, if you look at the derivative data of UPL, close to 2.5%, close to 5.5% fresh OI addition can be seen in this particular counter. So long build-up is happening. We are expecting a follow-up move in the coming session. The upside is open for 500, followed by 510. Stop loss can be placed below 480.
Okay, and UPL is also in focus because the company now plans to launch its IPO of its seeds business, that's Advanta, and by the early FY25 itself, so this year itself. So that could be another trigger that could be behind today's move, and there could be further technical up move that Nilesh has pointed out. Sony, to you, your top two stock ideas that you will be going with?
So Sakshi, the first pick is in MFSL. We've seen very strong rollovers taking place in MFSL. Plus, there's a good sustenance above 1,000 level, which was also its option chain breakout, and it's continuing. It's sustaining up there. It's just consolidating as of now. So one can accumulate on these declines around 1,020. A very favorable risk reward ratio. Keep a stop loss at 990, and a target of 1,060, 1,080 can be seen in MFSL. So it's a good play from current levels, and even today's volume play can indicate that there could be a good gap up, sort of an opening for tomorrow, and going forward this stock can outperform once it's able to cross the resistance. So it's the first pick. The second pick is in MCX is going to be a bit of a positional play from current levels. Mostly like the entire of April series, we can see MCX outperforming from current levels. It has multiple good support, but immediate basis 3500, 3450, it has got good support. So keep a stop loss of 3450 and a target of 4000 can be seen in M6. So this could be a positional play, and one can just hold the stock with 3450 stop loss and target of 4000 for April series.
Okay, so MFSL and MCX, those are the two stock ideas that Sony is going with. Sony, what about the IT pack? Is that a space that you are looking at today? Because there is a bounce back happening from last one or two trading sessions in some of these even large cap IT names. But is this move sustainable? Because largely so far we've actually seen disappointing moves from large part of these large cap IT names.
So actually, IT, we've not seen very strong data as of now. It's just a small of a bounce back. I would doubt if this move can sustain maybe for tomorrow going forward. Because the data which is indicating to be quite positive for the entire series is more of bank nifty, and mostly when bank nifty or banking stocks they move, IT stocks they sort of take a seat back seat, and they just consolidate or maybe see it sideways trend. So I think from IT space, I wouldn't read too much into it. Whatever the correction or whatever the sort of bounce back movement we can see today, maybe if we can see it continuing for another 2-3 days, then some data can add up from which we can sustain. We can have an expectation of IT contributing to Nifty's upside movement from as of now. But as of now, I think it will be Bank Nifty that will lead the Nifty index going forward. And mostly, I think that is the space and the sector to watch out for.
Okay. Nilesh, let me come to you. From the F&O space, although the healthcare and the pharma index is still lying low, there are some stocks that are buzzing. So stocks like Ipca Laboratories, for example, that's buzzing in trade. Glenmark Pharma, Jubilant Pharmova, these kind of mid-cap names are buzzing in action. Anything that looks attractive to you on the charts right now?
Right, Sakshi. Definitely, Ipca Lab, this particular counter is catching our eyes because of the volume activity today. So for the second straight session, we have seen a good volume activity, and this particular counter has also given a good breakout as well. So there was a consolidation of close to 1.5 months. So this stock has given a good breakout today, and we expect a follow-up move going forward. Is open up for 1320 to 1350. Stop loss can be placed below 1240. So any dip can be used as a buying opportunity in this particular counter. And another stock that is Glenmark Pharma that is constantly forming a higher top and higher down formation. So this particular counter, even if you look at the derivative data, close to 1.5% fresh OI has been added today. So long build-up is happening here as well. We expect a follow-up move in Glenmark Pharma for the upside target of 1020, 1030. Stop loss can be placed below 990.
Okay, got that. The other buzzing stocks right now, I can spot Balaji Amines that's shooting through the roof right now. 7.5% move can be seen on this one. Of course, and apart from this, Deepak Nitrite has come off the day's low point as well. 1.5% up move, but from the record low, it's actually moved up very sharply. KEC International, remember in the morning trade, we had highlighted on the back of the news close. It's now inching higher to record high levels as of now. Anything from this space, Sony, that you'd like to point out, which also looks good to you on charts?
I think Balaji Mines can be seen. It's given a good breakout today on charts. There is sort of a intraday breakout and backed by strong volumes. And it's also trying to close above the 200 EMA, which is going to be a positive sign. That level is around 2270. If it closes above 70, 2280, it can head higher towards 2400. So one can definitely keep a watch in this stock. And immediately, if somebody's already bought it at lower levels, then can trail the stop loss to 2200. It's a good support. I think with support of 2200, one can look forward to 2400, 2450.
Okay, fair enough. So that's as far as Balaji Amines is concerned. Apart from HDFC Bank, a whole host of other banking names are also springing in action in trade today. So be it City Union Bank, Bandhan Bank, RBL Bank, these were the kind of stocks that are actually showing some traction. In fact, the Nifty Private Banking Index is now the top mover, 1% and more higher in trade, led by some of these banks like IDFC, Kotak, RBL, ICICI as well in trade right now. And these are heavy weighted stocks, some of them at least. Nilesh, how would you really assess the move in the private banking space? Would you chase any momentum?
Yes, definitely, Sakshi. So out of all the names that you've just mentioned, we are bullish on one stock, that is IDFC First Bank. So we have witnessed a good reversal in this particular counter. Stock has been in a downtrend, but now finally it looks like it has formed a good base near about 76, 77 levels, and it is heading towards 82 to 84. These are the two target on immediate basis on the upside. 78 should be the stop loss. Apart from that, Bandhan Bank is another stock that is also looking positive for a reversal and pullback to continue. On the upside, it may test the levels of 205 to 210. Stop loss can be placed below 192.
Okay, fair enough. So that's the space that one should be really looking at right now. Let's try and pull up more stocks that if we can. From the NBFC space, Sony, are you looking at any particular stock positively? We're also looking at the financial services index also moving up, especially with on the back of gold prices inching to record highs. We've seen a slew of stocks like Muthoot Finance, Manappuram Finance really pick up in trade. A lot of them really buzzing in action even in trade today, along with LIC Housing Finance that came out with its reports of Q4 updates, and then you also have Bajaj Finance, Bajaj Finserv, those kind of stocks as well. What takes your attention right now?
I think, yes, the stocks have moved, but then again, we can see some profit booking coming from higher levels.
Yeah.
And if there's any stock which can be seen a slight on a dip to buy, definitely Bajaj Finance is a stock that one can, look into. If the stock has a good support around 7100, so it's wise just to buy a bit closer to your support level. So if you can get around 7200, 7150, it makes sense to enter in those levels, keep a stop loss at 7100, and then it can bounce towards 7600, 7700 levels. I think this stock can be a buy on dips from current level.
Okay. Nilesh, the other sectors that were buzzing right in the morning trade, of course, some of them have come under pressure. It's the metals pack, for example, that has been on a constant uptrend. We've seen stocks like Hindalco, Tata Steel, SAIL, Nalco really move up very, very strongly over the last few trading sessions. Auto stocks are buzzing as well. The Nifty Auto hit a record high again level today. Anything from this space that interests you?
Right, Sakshi. So, metal space, certainly we are witnessing a profit taking in today's trading session.
Yeah.
If you look at the broader structure, that is constantly looking positive. And within metal space, Hindalco is one stock that we are liking at current level. If at all we see any dip towards 570, so the risk and reward will turn favorable. So one can keep a stop loss below 561, and Hindalco can be bought on decline for the upside target of 590 to 600. And auto names you have just mentioned, within this space, if you look at Mahindra and Mahindra, this particular counter, today this counter has hit a fresh record high. The structure looks strong, and we expect further upward to continue towards 2050 to 2080. This stock can be added in a staggered manner, keeping stop loss below 1950. We expect further upward to continue towards 2100 to 2200.
Okay, got that. Sony, we were talking about the NBFC space. Small finance banks are actually taking higher too. AU Small Finance Bank and now Suryodaya Small Finance Bank as well. Ujjivan was moving a few days ago too. A very strong traction can be seen in some at least. How would you really look at the move here?
Definitely, I think the stocks have moved up, especially if we talk about AU Bank. Yesterday itself, it was indicating a good breakout above 600 level, backed with good volumes. We saw it testing towards highs of 630, 640, which was the next resistance zone. I think now the immediate support can be placed around 620, 615, and if as long as the stock is holding and defending these support levels, it can retest the resistance of 640. Only above 640, you can see the next set of move coming towards 680, 690 as well. So I think the stock can definitely be looked at. And, it's a good buy at current levels. The risk reward ratio also becomes quite favorable at current levels to look for higher targets.
Okay, fair enough. So that's as far as some of these stocks are also concerned. Nilesh, anything else that you've looked at which I've missed asking you, then you can throw light upon?
Right, Sakshi. So one stock that I just want to highlight that is from the metal space again, that is Vedanta. So this
Okay.
particular counter, after a long time, we have seen action coming back in this particular counter. It has also given a multi-year breakout earlier from the levels of 290. So this particular counter still has a potential to move towards 320, 330, or maybe 340 kind of level. So watch out for this particular counter. Any dip towards 305, 300 towards 300 can be a good opportunity. One can keep a stop loss below 296. The upside is open for 320 and 330 sort of levels in the near term.
Okay, Vedanta, we'll keep an eye out on as well. Sony, to you, anything else that has struck your attention in the markets?
Definitely, I think Havels is a stock that we can keep an eye on. So Havels, day before yesterday, had seen very aggressive long wilter positions or approx to around 18 to 18% or something. It's just that it has not moved yesterday and today, and there's a resistance around 1560, 1565. So the moment it's able to cross these resistances of 1560, 65, we can see a fresh upside towards 1650, 1700 as a positional play. Immediate basis, 1520, 1500 has got multiple support. So I think the stock is just going to remain sideways, and just watch out for the resistance for Havels to cross. The moment it's able to take out 1560, 65, we can see the fresh rally coming in.
Okay, fair enough. So it's 321 right now, 100 points higher on the Nifty. So it definitely looks like it's going to be holding on to that 22,500 mark, and it is trading above that, largely on the back of the heavyweight counters like HDFC Bank, Titan, TCS, Infosys, for example. These are the stocks that are pulling up the index higher in trade. Of course, the sectors are divided as of now as we speak, but what's going to be important for you to watch out for tomorrow is now what we will discuss. Nilesh, to you first, how would you advise viewers, investors to trade tomorrow? Now, what's going to be in focus? You can talk about indices, you can also talk about stocks.
Right, Sakshi. So, as we mentioned at the beginning of the show, that the indices are looking positive and looking at the reversal that we have seen from the lower levels in the Nifty specifically. So, we expect a good close about 22,500, and if that happens, then definitely there will be a follow-up move going forward. So, for tomorrow, there could be possibility of a positive move towards 22,600 to 22,650. And if at all we see any dip, can be used as a buying opportunity. So the focus should be on sector and stock specific action. So as far as sectors are concerned, Bank Nifty as a whole is looking positive. So watch out for private sector banking space. So that particular sector is looking positive. We discussed about IDFC First Bank, Bandhan Bank, and also HDFC Bank, not to forget. So after a long consolidation, this particular counter has broken out. So HDFC Bank looks positive, could be traded as a BTST trade, and upside is open for 1550 to 1560. Stop loss can be placed below 1510. So 1510 should be the stop loss. IDFC First Bank looks positive as a BTST trade. And as far as sectors are concerned, private sector banking space, PSU banking space, NBFC. So these are the few sectors where we expect a positive move in the tomorrow's trading session.
Okay. All right, Sony, I'll ask you the same question. Maybe you can talk about any BTST trades or anything that you'd like to advise our viewers.
So actually, the BTST is going to be Bank Nifty, and there's a bit of an explanation here. So Nifty has been facing a lot of resistance around 22,500, 2530, and it was never able to cross above that. So it was because of Bank Nifty's strong impact and strong gap up opening today that Nifty also broke above its congestion. So like I've already mentioned that it's going to be Bank Nifty this series. Rollovers are very aggressive on the long side for Bank Nifty, and Bank Nifty is going to be the index that will keep leading, and it'll pull Nifty out of its congestion zone as well. So Bank Nifty current levels looks quite strong. I think there's a policy tomorrow, so ahead of the policy, of
Yeah.
course, we've seen some volatility today. But after the event is over, that seems that the data suggesting that Bank Nifty can head higher to retest its previous all-time highs of 48,600, and any move around above those levels, you can see it soaring higher towards 49,500 plus level. So I think Bank Nifty is going to be that index which you can play for the BTST as well as a positional play. Keeping a stop loss of 47,500 and a first target would be 48,600, of course. Above that, you can extend the targets to 49,500 plus levels. It can be a positional play as well. So I think all eyes can be just on Bank Nifty for the series.
Okay, Bank Nifty is going to be important to watch out for the entire series. That's going to be an important one to watch out for. Now I wanted to discuss with both of you something which is being of course, talks, and it will be implemented pretty soon as far as some broad changes that the NSE is going to be doing as well. One, the NSE is looking to introduce 4 new indices in both the capital as well as F&O segments starting April 8, and of course the Nifty Tata Group Index is going to be under the construction. Then you'll have Nifty 500 Multi-Cap India Manufacturing Index, Nifty 500 Multi-Cap Infrastructure. You have the mid and small cap healthcare space as well. Nilesh, could you throw a light upon as to what would these changes broadly mean for all the investors at large? Would it mean more opportunities, more focused opportunities, and how are you addressing your clients' queries as of now?
So Sakshi, that's a good move from the exchanges. So if you look at the overall market participation, that is likely to most likely higher. So sector-specific concentration can be seen. People will get the opportunity to focus on new individual indices. As far as currently we have Nifty infra sector, Nifty realty, but coming to the new sector, new indices that will be introduced, that will certainly have more participation. All in all, that will not have any major impact on the market direction, but yes, participation-wise, we might see some more inflows coming into these new sectors.
Okay. Sony, there is also a discussion that, starting towards the end of April, the lot sizes of a lot of indices will also change. Say, for example, for Nifty Financial Services, Nifty Midcap Select, starting April 26, a lot of these lot sizes will change and they're getting reduced from 50 to 25 for some, from 40 to 25 for some, and for Nifty Financial Services, and for Midcap Select, it's going to be reduced from 75 to 50. Have you assessed so far what the reduction in lot size will mean for all the future traders?
Actually, I think we've seen this exercise, repeating itself every 2 to 3 years, and they keep on toggling, shuffling with the lot size of the indices, and it helps that whenever they're reducing the lot size, of course, your overall investment on one lot for the index, be it Nifty or Bank Nifty, it just reduces, and that can let you know that you can have more volumes to play around with and more lot sizes that one can actually go, and of course it reduces the per lot risk capacity, risk appetite as well. So I think this will induce more volumes going forward, and one can see a greater participation in the indices when it comes to the F&O space.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you so much, Sony, and thank you so much, Nilesh, for sharing the insights and wonderful stock ideas like you always do with all our viewers. Truly appreciate your presence on Business Today and on Market Today. And here's hoping you have a fantastic day and the weekend ahead as well. And we'll get you shortly back on our channel very, very soon. Well, that's as far as the guests' views are concerned. Let's start wrapping up the markets. Just 2 minutes to go for the markets to shut shop. Looking good as of now, 22,540. So we managed to recover some of the losses that we did see through the course of the day. About 0.5% higher is what the Nifty is looking to end the day at. Remember, last 2 days have been absolutely flat in trade, and today's move definitely shows back some of the action that the bulls have been displaying through the morning trade. Nifty Bank for sure 1% higher. That's the one that has been outperforming, and Sony clearly mentioned, in fact, this is the index that will be under watch for the entire series. And even for tomorrow, BTST, she's picked up Nifty Bank 48,120, about 500 points of an uptick on Nifty Bank, led by largely private sector banks, and HDFC Bank with a sharp swing coming in as the top mover on the Nifty, following which we've also seen moves on Tech Mahindra, on Titan, on Eicher Motors, Asian Paints, LTI Mindtree, and Divis Laboratories as the top movers on the Nifty. What's really not been performer in trade today, about 10-15 stocks that have dragged in trade. ONGC is one that's down 2%. Adani Ports has dragged today about 2% odd. Shriram Finance has seen some profits being taken off the table. Remember, it's been on an upward trend since its inclusion in the Nifty, 1.8% lower. BPCL, Bharti Airtel, State Bank of India, Grasim, these are the laggards as of now as we talk about the Nifty. Sectorally, the action was concentrated on the banking and the IT names today. So private banking definitely tops the charts, 1.2% higher. Nifty IT up 1%. Nifty Bank, Nifty Financial Services, autos, small caps, consumer durables. These have been the indices that have actually shown good promise. F&O action, IPCA Laboratories tops the charts. Vedanta, Glenmark Pharma, Bandhan Bank, UPL, City Union Bank. That was also one of the mentioned by our morning guest in trade today. Go Forge. These are the stocks that have been in limelight today. With that, we wrap up this very special trade. Many thanks for joining us, but do stay logged on as the action continues from the world of business and stock markets on the other side on your screens. Devin sir, I also wanted to ask you, in terms of this